bampa birabo wawala yampa gwe hani mkwano ombereddewo munnange mu byonna ebbanga lino lyonna nali nkutidde nga ndaba bayaye basusse obungi naye buli gy'olazeko okindaze betuwo tomwerabira mukwano webale tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera webale mukwano baddewo musanyu ne munnaku tondese munange n'abaana baffe ne bakulabako ne bafuna omukwano gwa ddadi kinsanyusa ebyetaago no bibawa bamwe webale webale oli kirabo Mungu yakuntonera tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera
My name is Joshua Sarah Joji.
oli kirabo kyange yegwe gwe ndowooza nerambu yange yegwe agisaana jangu switi balabe nze bwe nalonda mulabe printi muzigo ate towakana olimu essanyu lyange
nange nali mu business conference mu kifo kyekimu mu Disney World tugenza okuwummulako gye nasanga oluwala lonna lulungi ne tutandikira awo paka kati
nangamba obugambo obwanyumira nenyongera okubuwuliriza ne muwa okutu ne twongera okuba ab'emikwano okuva ku olwo ne tweyongera mu maaso nga twagalana naye simanyi lwaki yanonda
tutandikirawa mutandikirawa omwami n'omukyala Peter Serunjoji Betty ogenze mu America mwami Peter ali mu America tutandikiraawo mutandika mutyo okwesanga okwekwana
ako kabuuzo kalungi olw'ensonga nti twasinkana Miami
Actually, Florida.
Yeah, that is Miami, Florida. I'd gone to Disney World. And because I knew him before, because I'd seen him before I left Uganda. So the face was familiar. So when he came to me, I was like, okay. And then we were like, hey, you're here, I'm here. So what's up? I came here to tour. Let's go for lunch. And then we had that conversation. But to me, just seeing him and the questions he was asking me, it just clicked.
nti ono ayagala kukwana
I somehow got it. Because I already knew him, I was willing to answer all his questions. I didn't pay for the lunch.
No, he paid for the lunch.
He paid for the lunch. That he was a gentleman. And when he said, let's go to a Disney, he had to pay. This time I had to keep my money in my pocket and he had to clear all. He opened the door for me when I was getting to the car and I was like, he's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman.
And then I wanted to listen more.
Okay.
Kati nze nali Texas nga nkolera Texas nga watwalina professional center in Miami.
Right.
So it was by coincidence that I met this wonderful lady, the one I've ever seen before. Very beautiful.
Ate olaba figa ekyaliko kati ng'alina n'abaana.
So in that process of chilling out in between seminars, we took on Disney World, that's a tourist,
Yeah,
place.
yes.
tebagenda abantu ne bakiringa so gye twasinkana eyo.
Okay, so before mwali mwemanyi, where does the connection come from before?
Oh, okay. He was a friend. He was a family friend.
Okay.
Him and the parents were family friends, and they were my uncles, like brothers to my dad. They all went to the same school and they went to the same church.
Okay.
So I had already seen him before, but we had not talked because we are still young and whatever. So I had seen him with my uncles. That alone gave me the confidence.
Okay.
To talk to him, not as a stranger, because I'd already seen him with my uncles.
Right.
So this time I was like, okay, let me say hi. I wasn't afraid to really chill with him.
It's true, we are already known to each other.
Not that much on the other level of
No, not
yes.
that so much, but I saw her studying too.
Okay.
Now
So when you met, it was a coincidence that you met in Miami.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, because remember, I was at Miami. I was studying my master's in international human rights.
Okay.
So me, I was situated in Miami. He was situated in Texas.
Okay.
So me, that was my location. So I was going to St. Thomas University doing my master's in international human rights. I'm a lawyer by profession.
Okay.
So I had gone back for my master's.
Okay.
And because he had come to Miami, I ended up going to Disney. I see him. That was our first click.
That was your first click. What was your? She was doing her master's then.
Yes.
Walk me through how you maintained that kind of connection. You're not in the same location. You had gone for the conference, and she was studying.
Since that time, she was still in school in Miami. Our seminar was only for 3 days. I had to go back to Texas. We got all the connections, with the new technology, email, phone calls. So we are in touch almost all the time, video calls and emails. Man, every time, even my heartbeat was all the time, racing all the time.
Oh, gambo mwala gwe nalaba ono, eh.
Yeah, I was restless.
Hey.
So I ended up almost every weekend flying over to Miami. Wow. Because she had a few months to finish her master's.
Hey, that was a blessing.
Yeah, that was a blessing. Like, it
Another
was
challenge when she finished her master's in Miami, she got a job in Washington, D.C.
Oh my God! So you had to fly to
Father.
Washington.
And then I had to be flying to Washington, D.C. from Texas.
But you knew what you wanted. You
I
never
knew
got
what
tired.
I wanted. So I hold it tight. Yes, I made sure I ring face her.
Hey. What was it like the first time he flew into Miami after,
After meeting the
your
first meeting?
Yes. What was
Yeah.
it like for you?
That was so really comforting because, as a student, you are more focused, like more school. And, there is a lot of fun. Miami, you know how it is, like all these cruises and whatever. I didn't even have a chance to go to any of those because I couldn't trust. When you look at Miami, it is made of different backgrounds, Cubans and Haitians, Americans and Spanish. So there are so many different cultures.
It's a mix-up.
So I didn't really, I could have loved to date. So I had not dated, I had not gone out with nobody. When he came, that was a blessing in disguise. Finally, I get I open up to someone that I knew.
Yeah, you speak the same language, you come from the same culture.
Exactly.
Yes.
And actually that was very important because when we were over there, we are isolated. We meet
Yes.
different kinds of people over the world. Sometimes you may be tempted to date people from different worlds.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But then the challenge of the culture and all that
challenge of
comes
the
in.
culture. But this was God's blessing because I found her isolated over here. We know each other and we are familiar. So it was easy
Mwembi
to
mwali
connect.
temuyina gwe mudatinga then.
We're not right to
Fena twali tuli awo nze nali ngamba kamale okusoma ndowooza bwe biba biganye wano nga safunye mwami nzire e Kampala so nali nga ndowooza kamalize wano najjukira nti nali nvudde nga nkola ne Uganda Human Rights Commission so I had a job finish school go back so I was like I'll get someone when I go back to Uganda but when I met him the doors closed.
Not because tewaliwo
This one
beetega
opened.
ebyo bya ennaku zino abeetega baaliwo baali bangi nnyo ku sayidi ye ate nange olulenzi olulungi bangi abandigwanisa.
Oh my God.
I just love this. Hey.
So
Kati mwembi ne mukwatagana.
connectinga because of the background.
Okay.
Ate ofenda tulabika bulungi.
Right.
By then.
So after that, relationship yamwe okutandika okugamba nti we are now cementing the relationship. When was that?
It was when I was, like after school, I had to go to George Washington University in Washington, D.C. So I was working as the admissions officer for George Washington University. So I love the money, but the weather.
The weather.
It tends to be very, very cold. Look at me leaving Miami, tropical, fun, water everywhere. Then you're in, Washington, D.C.
Plus, the woman was in Texas.
Well,
There's no way she could live.
I know, yes.
So it was so cold.
Yeah.
I was lonely. I'd completed school, and it was really, really, it starts clicking that you are grown. You start feeling like you are missing someone.
Right.
So when he said, "I'm serious about you, I'm going to date you seriously," the last time he came, he took me out just around the city, and then he said, "Hey, can we take one trip during your free time, during your vacation?" They always give us like a 2 weeks vacation, every after 2 months. And then he said, "Can we go back to Disney this time as friends? Because the other time it was more like an accident. This time we are going back like as buddies, like,
Accident turns into reality.
So that's how he proposed, like, "Hey, let's go back."
That was the time he proposed when you went back to Disney.
Exactly.
Wow.
So he wanted us to go back to that place where we met the first time, so he can get down on his knee to propose. And that was a wow. But I didn't expect it. I was like, okay. We didn't tour much because we had to sit down to have all this conversation the first time we met.
Right.
So we had to go halfway. So our intention was to go back and complete.
Right. What you started in the beginning.
Exactly. But as soon as we landed, go over there, he proposed.
He proposes. You
And
bought the ring.
She had no choice.
You bought the ring. You had bought the ring before.
Yes, that's how you proposed.
That was the time you literally told her we have to go back to Disney when you know what you're going to do.
Exactly. When you're over there, you assimilate their culture.
Right.
And that's how they do it.
Right.
You propose first, and when you propose, it has to be with a ring. So I went and made sure I got an assistant to help me to buy that special ring, which you like. She's too picky.
She's too picky.
Too picky. But I'm glad she liked it, and she liked the man. She had no choice but to accept the proposal.
But you didn't have a choice.
So we are not good men over there.
This is Roger with his confidence.
I know, yeah, he's so confident. He sometimes the men assume like a woman is going to say no.
Okay.
He was 100% sure that I was going to say yes.
I think
110%.
Katonda wabanga ategese.
I
Sometimes
know.
she flowing without any challenges until you land safely.
Exactly.
So nokiriza proposal.
Nenzikiriza proposal.
And that's it.
And then we had a few friends around to cheer us up. He knows how to sort out, himself. Like he had a few friends just around Miami and whatever that came to cheer us up. And then we went out.
Because I know her background, I know what she likes. She likes things, people who are very smart. So I have to check my wardrobe every now and then to make sure I impress.
You impress her. You've accepted the proposal. You move in with him immediately, or you take some time?
It took some time because remember I was working, he's in Texas and then I'm in Washington, D.C. So after the proposal, then we had to alert our parents. And then because my dad is a very, very important man in my life. My dad is so close to me, so I had to let him know about the proposal, that I said yes, and he's like, okay, who is that guy now? And then he had to, that same week he had to fly to Uganda. So he can go meet my auntie, my dad, and other relatives to just say, hey, I did propose, but I'm asking officially your daughter's hand in marriage.
So you moved
but
to
we had
Uganda.
a challenge in opposite way. She has a very great bond with her father, but I have a great bond with my
your mother. Wow.
So she has to tell everything to her dad. I have to tell everything to
your
her
mother.
So that's a good challenge.
So you moved
now
to
the challenge
Uganda.
was to cut ties a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, but we managed to.
We made it, yeah.
You made it. So you moved to Uganda to meet her family.
Oh yes.
She's in the US. You are in Uganda.
Yes.
How was it like?
It was really good, but it was challenging though.
Tell me about it.
Because she wasn't there. She was. By that time, we were still processing the papers.
The papers.
Because I was already a citizen, but we are still
Okay.
processing her papers.
Okay.
So there is no way we could come together. So I had to come first and then do the first part of the, cultural introduction.
Absolutely. So you did the kuchala. That's the pre
The-
introduction ceremony.
Yeah.
You introduced
yalibadde ndoza
yourselves.
pre-kukyala yalibadde pre-kukyala ewa Senga ate n'afuna ne pre-visit n'abazadde because he has to ask for my hand in marriage nga tetumeetinga naka.
All right.
We are meeting in I think that time we met at Shanghai restaurant. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is true that it was fair.
Yeah, Shanghai at
Yeah.
the Sheraton.
Yes.
So that's where they met. So my dad can authorize him to marry me.
Okay.
Because she liked, by that time she liked Asian food.
Okay.
The macaroni and spaghetti.
Yes.
When we are still dating now, I have to make sure I take her to
Asian restaurants.
Asian restaurants. But I have to go there before and they teach me how to use their sticks. And
So he can impress me.
that way I can impress others.
He's so tricky. When he wants something, he will go miles.
He'll go miles.
That's so weird.
Interesting.
So when my parents authorized, they gave him the consent for us to get married. So they had that party at the Shanghai, and then they had a party at my auntie. So he came back,
Okay.
and then he came back for that another formal introduction.
Okay.
Yeah, for whereby now it is the parents' home.
Absolutely.
And then to to get pay the dowry.
So you did the ceremony, the kuchala, the senga, from the senga to your dad,
To your
the
dad.
introduction beat, and the proposal, asking for
proposal.
official permission to take his daughter, and then the kwanjula.
And then we did the kwanjula.
Right.
And then after
Before it wasn't like that. It was the pre-kuchala for both.
for both basenga
Then-
n'abalaba n'abawa
Right.
bribe.
Naba
Then ne bakata n'abalaba n'abawa bribe.
bribe. Awo n'addayo ne mus-
bali surprise nnyo kuba before title meeting angambi ab'emikwano.
Okay. Oh.
But this time kati ate
Kyali
nzija
kikyuseemu. It was totally different.
up to night is still challenging.
Hey.
Abamu kati banyazaala luli baali kupapa.
Naye kati bakyazikuwa. Tebakyazikuwa kati wafuuka muko. Okay.
Bakyamuwahaga. Kati baga nti ate kati semberayo.
Okay.
Obukuba butambulira mu mpewo.
Interesting. So omaliriza okukyala oddayo e US.
Nzira ya US.
Mutegese embaga yammwe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the wedding now.
Buchanga mukama mpabirabo wawula yampa gwe hani mkwano omberedde omunange mu byonna ebbanga lino lyonna nali nkutidde nga ndaba bayaye basusse obungi naye bulijjo olazeko
Abazadde bonna ne basenga n'ab'eŋŋanda bonna baflyinga in
Wow.
into Texas.
Okay.
Twali tumaze n'okumuvinga in, so they all flew in. Ne tukola international naye olwokuba tulina so many international families.
Right.
Sweden, Canada, where it was a very big wedding. Yeah, based in Texas.
Okay.
Kati omwami yali anoonya ssente tubuulire what was your experience?
Kunoonya ssente
Amubuuziza ebibuuzo.
mu bizibu bye nnalina ebya siringisi tebyalimu kubanga nali mmaze okusoma
Okay.
ate ng'omulimu nnyina nga ssente nfuna bulungi so nga buli kimu settinga busettinzi
Okay.
goal noga nti
We are going to do this and this and that was it.
That was it.
Betty teyayitako mu bulamu buno obw'okubonaabona nti
Actually,
tulina
tayiseeko
gaasi bannange amasenye simanyi gaasi taliiwo bannaye
ate-
emmotoka entwala teriiwo bannaye njagala kwambala kuguma sente oba kiteete kino sente teziriiwo.
Obulamu bwali bwa choice oba kati emmotoka gy'abavuga eno selection yangoye
That was the challenge.
That was a big challenge.
That was the challenge naye
Yeah.
ng'esente zaaliwo
Zo si
ezimu-
zaazo.
You're getting out blessed.
I know ate ne
Ate
challenge
obuzibu oba ekirungi ekyeru nti n'oba tulina ssente kati tulina credit cards.
I
Oyinza
know.
ogenda mu shopping
Right.
n'okozesa
You
credit card.
buy whatever you want for the
N'osasula
wedding.
Oh, that's the beauty.
Kati
That's
n'emmotoka gy'oyagala nsobola okugifuna
right.
n'ogenda
N'osasula mpola
N'osasula mpola mpola. That's why life
Interesting.
is really easy.
Interesting.
So
So mutegese embaga muyise other family members from Sweden, Canada where bazze mukoze embaga yammwe. Embaga yammwe yali mu kitundu ki?
Texas,
Texas
Dallas,
yenyini?
Texas.
Church?
Ne Dallas, Texas.
That-
Yeah.
Okay. Mukoze reception?
Yes.
Reception
Tugenze
yewe.
bulungi nnyo mu kyaki twakola bya Kiganda abazungu baali tebalabanga ku kanzu you know those white kanzus abasajja ze bambala zino ezaffe pastor yalengera abazadde nga bali ebweru they are going to walk us down the aisle n'agenda n'agamba nti ab'ebiteeteeyi tebayingira wano abasajja ab'ebiteeteeyi tebajja kuyingira kanisa
Ekanzu baali bazita.
kanzu yeah
Nga tebamanyi nti
tebamanyi
kanzu
kanzu
bambi.
those are men's dresses but ewaffe the official for the wedding naga wow that's another tradition that I have to learn
Wow.
and at the end of it he liked it because remember I'm putting on a white gown
Yes.
and the parents are putting on also a white gown
Yeah.
so the difference is zero
That was a good experience.
That was a good experience. Embaga yammwe ewedde.
Mbadde ewedde.
Mumovinze in already. Mutandise family.
yeah
The only challenge, we had more friends than relatives
Okay.
because of the environment gye twalimu. Ensonga lwaki twasalawo nti tulina okukiddamu eno kubanga abantu baffe bangi batasobola
Abamisinga
Abamissing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So kati mu embaga ewedde honeymoon. Where was the honeymoon?
honeymoon tugitwala Hawaii
Hawaii.
Tugenda
Hawaii
ku
ke kamu
Tuzi.
ku bizinga nga bw'onoolaba Sese Islands.
Yeah.
Kati
Right.
Hawaii ne wali kiri ku bizinga.
Okay.
Very isolated,
Okay.
very cool. Yeah, the environment is also
mazzi meereere like mu buli kimu kyonna you cross by boat
Okay.
you cannot emmotoka ziri rare so we just went there ntubeerayo mwezi mulamba
Abaffe. Honeymoon nga yanyuma eyo badda.
Twambadde bino nebyosange Hawaii.
Honeymoon nga yanyuma. Mwezi
mwezi
mulamba.
mulamba nga tuli ready okuza tugenda okubawo nga we are set for kids omwezi mulamba oyinza okubawo nga tozadde nga
Omwezi
tofunye
mulamba.
lubuto
Then Mr. Serunyeji yagamba omuwala ono
Hey,
kamuwa olubuto.
yengeri okwemusibira.
musibire
Okusibidde
making sure nti byensasudde bisasulwa
bisasulwa. Ozadde omwana asooka. Peter Serunyeji
Peter
Junior.
Serunjoji Junior
Mulongo.
ate mulongo kubanga aliko omuwala
Oh,
twazaala baby girl naye teyakimekinga
N'abuuka.
n'abuuka
Bambi.
Naye mu-
Naalongo mulamba.
tulina
Naalongo
alongo
ne
ne Ssaalongo
Mukama
Kyokka
mulungi.
alina noise basaalongo baba ne noise
So omwana muzadde abalongo.
Eh.
Omwana abuuse.
Eh.
How was it like? Well, kyabayisa kitya being your first pregnancy ozadde.
ekyewuunyisa olubuto twalwetika like omwana I think around like 6 months awo omwana omuwala we yakeera enkya n'afa naye we had to keep that baby in
Wow.
yeah they let you keep the baby in and olyakule because if you take one then you lose the other one amawugwe gaba
Oh
tegakuze
my God.
so they kept that one in until birth
Ng'okimanyi
and we know yeah because they check this side no kicks and this side they're kicks
n'ogumira awo.
when you have a loving husband, what else can you have? He is so comforting. And you know what? The men are engaged
Okay.
when it comes to pregnancy.
Okay.
They are taught how to feed your woman, how to help her shower, know what diet, help all the chores. You just lie down and put your legs up and relax.
So
and the men
you
work
accepted the fact that chize.
It was challenging,
It was challenging.
but we thank God that twakiyitamu. Ate era ne tubaawo ne kwe tulabako.
it. Yeah, we
Ate
had
at least
each other.
mwafuna gundi eyo nti waliwo at least omulamu.
Uh-huh.
Bonna tebagenze.
That was so
That was so
comforting.
comforting.
That was
Okay.
very, very comforting, and we had something to look forward to, excitement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but when we went to the hospital, we had all the bags packed like pink and blue. that shakes you down because
Twalina
of it.
okuvaayo nga bukyali eyo tusobole okuteekayo okufuna omulala yayitibwa Joshua.
Yeah.
Joshua aina how many years?
Oli ayina 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oli ayina 14. Joshua ayina 14.
Okay.
Peter Junior ayina 16.
Okay.
Daniel ayina 11.
So 16, that is the 16th anniversary.
Anniversary, yeah.
Hey,
Anniversary. byonna tubikubira awo. So what was very interesting, I think, nga tukomyewo nga omwana oyo omulenzi nga tumulina ali born on the daddy's birthday.
Wow.
My husband is born May 22nd. He was born on May 22nd.
Interesting.
And there was no to stop it because we had a C-section.
Wow.
Like because of those traumas that we are going to have, they couldn't let us push the live and, you know.
Yes, yes.
So they had to give us like the vertical,
Easy,
not
okay.
even the horizontal, the
Yeah,
vertical one. It was an emergency section. So they took the babies out and we were excited. When I had that first cry, that was the happiest.
Was comforting.
That was the happiest moment. And I know him.
And I respected ladies more because over there you are involved in every process.
Yeah, otegeera
omukyala kyayitamu bamusala olaba baba gwe basala ne pressure eyinza okukubira.
So it gives you kikuwa okumuwa ekitiibwa.
Era abakyala bonna mba respectinga mbawa ekitiibwa oluvannyuma lw'okulaba bye bayitamu.
Kubanga for us we are like sleeping on that table, you are not seeing, but for him they let him stand over there exactly as they are cutting, how they are getting. I don't hear any pain, but he's the one telling me the story. Yeah, they just got the baby out and they got the other one also, and the baby is crying, the baby is healthy, and you know
that's the reason why we are so bonded with our kids, because from day one mwana bamusekayo ne bamukwasa over naye from day one.
Do you know what that moment is? Let me tell you something. When that baby got out, the baby was making a lot of noise. So much noise, crying. And then the doctor somehow, they had that intuition to tell, okay, mommy is on that table, operation table. They called daddy to just carry his son. That boy sensed that his father was here and he was, you know, secure. He kept quiet immediately. He kept quiet and they said, hold on him because we don't want him to cry again. No. And you know what? I was on that operation table. Do you know what my husband did? He walked and followed his son. And they wanted to take that son out because I was going to take longer in the theater because they had to, you know, clear all this and take that mess out on the side and whatever and talk to me to feel sure, to make sure that I'm comforted. Yes. And then they asked my husband, do you want to stay around with your wife as we are working because it's going to take a while because of there's so many complications, or you want to follow the baby? He didn't say a word. I saw that she was moving towards the sun and going, following the sun. That one I will never forget. He left me on that time and then he followed, which was really good because when he went to the nursery, the baby wasn't crying anymore because dad was available. And remember, they're all, it is May 22nd, they're all born on the same. That stronger bond. Yes. And to me, I remember telling my husband, thanks for giving me a gift of a baby. Because I didn't know that I was going to make it with any. But now I had one. And he's such an awesome.
It is a blessing, yeah. Omwana owokubiri, actually twamufuna nayinzeeyo okusoma masters.
Okay.
It was also challenging, tinalina okudduka, ogenda okusoma. Actually, in my final exam, we had a choice to make. Muleke nga yali alumiddwa ebisa naye n'omuddusaayo then ngende nkola ebibuuzo. Ne tukkaanya ka ngende nkola ebibuuzo kasola emikono mu mutuufu.
Okay. So wakomawo ng'omaze ekibuuzo naye mu kibuuzo wali teweeraliikirira nti bannange bakitya.
Tebibulamu naye kirungi kyali kya ssaawa 2.
And he phoned me when I wasn't already in the theater. I was still like, they are preparing me, you know, it takes a while to get like the blood group and take the tests and whatever. So at the time when he got in, they said, now we are ready to go to the theater. So he was by my side again to watch. That was Joshua.
Was it the same or?
And that was very interesting because my mama-in-law this time was available. She was home.
Wow.
I remember promising her when she came to visit, I said, now that you are here, I'll give you a baby. I would just give you that gift of a baby. I think she thought that I was lying. So we went to work. When I said it, we went to work. Within a week, I was saying, Mama, look at this, the pregnancy test. I showed it to her. I said I was going to give you a baby. We've been working it. So that's how the baby came in. So
that's your mother-in-law is there.
Exactly. My mother-in-law was there. She was in theater. She got to carry that baby at first hand when the baby just came out. So that was her experience to tell, because we call her Jaja's baby, because because the baby fell in her arms. And she was there until the baby made like I think a year. Yeah.
Ah, that was really comforting.
I know.
Mother-in-law is there. Yes, I get you. So kati muzadde abaana mubamaliriza. How do you come to nti kakati let's go back to Kampala tukole a bigger introduction ceremony tusembeza abantu baffe abatajja ku wedding. Ekyo mukituukako mutya?
Omwami ono yakeera lumu naŋŋamba naye mukyala obeerako ebintu by'okola buli omu ng'agamba onanga omukyala nno olina okumusasula onanga omukyala nga she's unique or whatever. Yajja buzi n'agamba you know what mukyala, I wanna propose again.
Wow.
Nemugamba are you joking?
Nga tewali kigaana.
Nangamba I wanna propose. Nemugamba sure. Neroza is joking. And then as we're in Texas again, he invited a few friends.
That's how I know again. You know already you're bargaining power.
Yeah. We know everybody's was. Mami Serojaji ayinekere gy'abimalirizamu amangu awo. Already muli bafumbo. Muzadde abalenzi basatu, handsome young boys. So mukoze preparations mukomyewo Uganda mugisanikiddeko.
Kasokoleke. While proposing in Texas, that's how I knew he was serious. He went back on his knee again.
Wow.
And proposed. That was like, are you nuts? Say, I mean it. He put a ring on. Then it's like, now we are going to start
the preparations
for the
cultural
again. And then I'm like, I can't take that stress. I'm not doing it.
Right.
And it's like, you better. And you know what he did? He went behind my back and asked my parents and said, I just proposed to her the second time and she said yes. And I want to marry her and she doesn't want to take it. Can you convince her? Because I'm ready, I have my money. I'm going to marry her.
Okay.
Nemugere ngamba bana yabazadde ne bangamba omwami n'agamba akutwala ate n'ogwokubiri ate n'ogaana.
Right.
Asaba abazadde baakimanya. I gave in.
She was just a perfect lady who deserved it. I went through a lot. Marriage was full of roller coasters, but she could persevere. I made her patient. Embeera gye twayitamu oluusinga nsomanga bwenkugambye.
Toliiwo, ali n'abaana, nkola.
Kwegamba n'aprovinga nti emu ku bakyala batuufu.
So you had to give her another gift of Kwanjula and wedding.
Echama, twasize echama, nakufuna ngalonza kavangata. Bintu bya mutima nze samanya. Nagezaako dabyalema. Nganjagala manye. Kubyanika. Omukwano kawowo mama kokolotya. Nebo sibe fumbe bivayo nebyeyasa. Zenafumba lubutu samanya. Ebijja mu maaso samanya. Tali bani okulutula. Laba wona no. Ebyali by'ekyama. Ekyama. Twasize ekyama. Twasize ekyama.
Seba muko kwasa enkoko eno. Nakusaba okkirize
ntwale mwannyoko Betty Namubiru Pengo abeere mukyala wange tebaayo omuko omulala yenna aleeta enkoko ku wano n'agikwasa bw'aba ava Kyaggwe Labbe mukubire mu mabira bw'aba ava Masaka tayita Katonga Balwera
Wampusala mungenjoka bwezeyisa seyali emanyi mulavu sigonzebwa mpola mpola mutima nga gubbibwa bwe nakuma ebyama nebifuuka ebyama lava ojoga laba bw'onkuma enkwala bangamba kawawo mukwano kokolotya nga nsibye effumbe obuddeyo nebyeyasa ebyali byenkyama twasise ekyama
My name is Peter Saranjoji Jr., and I am the oldest son of Mrs. Betty and Mr. Peter. I come from the United States, Texas, Dallas, Texas, yes. When I was younger, you know, they always been there for me, you know, changing my diaper, you know, taking me baths, you know, and they always gave us trips, you know, cruise, all that, so I really appreciate them for that and everything. It's been a fun experience. So my mom and dad relationship, you know, they're unique. They always come together, no matter the challenges or anything. So for example, say we miss a flight or something, we communicate to each other, let us know that we'll be on the next flight. No, nobody gets mad or nothing. Just think about the future. You know.
I think my parents' relationship is really good. I mean, for me, if you ask me, because, you know, that's me. For 15 years, I mean, I'm not 15, but I'm 14, and I've been with them long enough to know that the relationship is good. And the thing I like about them the most is their personality, because I can relate to them the most, like in the time of need, my ups and downs. I relate to my mom more because, like, she's more funnier. I mean, I'm a funny guy, if you ask me. Well, it's because I be joking around with her and she be joking back. So I just feel the vibe, you know, a lot. Dad, he's also funny, but it's just like my mom is just more funnier. But he's unique in his own way. So yeah, my dad's more chill and still funny. It's just my mom.
Wichanga mukaba mpabirabo wawala yampa gwe hani mkwano omberedde omunange mu byonna ebbanga lino lyonna nali nkutidde nga ndaba bayaye basusse obungi naye buli gy'olazeko okindaze betuwo tomwerabira mukwano weebale tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera weebale mukwano baddewo musanyu ne munnaku tondese munange n'abaana baffe ne bakulabako ne bafuna omukwano gw'eddadi.
Marriage na ups and downs nga bw'ogambye. What are those challenges that you've encountered in your marriage? Because so many people are watching and they've gone through a lot as well. What would you share with them ekyandiba pushinze to go ahead with their relationship, to go on stronger?
Yeah, nze kyenyinza okugamba bintu bingi kati nga tukubuliddeko abaana embuto zitutawaanyiza like abaana tuluzinze embuto like netufiirwa ku baana so tukiyiseemu then ekirala okubeera ku foreign land nga you have to raise your own children nga bajajja baani basenga baani tebaliiwo omwana akuzibwa kyalo and we miss that bit of it. Texas gye tuli e Dallas tuli akatundu ke tulimu fekka Abaganda.
Wow.
Abalala bonna like they are different like Mexicans or Spanish guys or you know different tribes, Americans and whatever. It's a mixture of also there's so many people.
Yeah, different cultures.
Exactly.
It's challenging.
Very, very challenging. Then ekintu ekirala. We made up our mind. Omwami asobola ogenda okukola away from the state. He works in New York. So he's not like all the time in Texas. And then I have to make sure that the family runs as it's supposed to be, like the dad is in the home. My husband goes for like a week. He does like his CPA, you know, CPA, those are the people that do accounts. So I know his company, then he has the trucking company. So he stays there. Naibera 1 week, Naje Texas 1 week. Nadaye 1 week, Naje Texas 1 week. Naye, ongo omukazi yenna obeera ne challenge, you miss your man. Omwami abataliiwo, omumisinga, abaana, those boys nga bw'obalaba height zaabwe bonna bazanya basketball.
Right.
Ate bonna bali mu band, bakuba one of them ali mu saxophone, ali mu trumpets, but bonna bali mu band, balina different instruments they play. Ate oli omulala adduka misinde, kakubemu how I can Uber, going to directions, oli agenda mu band, ona agenda mu basketball, ona agenda ku swimming, ona, you know, it is crazy. Naye ng'omukyala, ekintu kye nasooka okulaba ku mwami wange mwagala nnyo. Omukwano gwange like guli kuye, bwongo bwonna buli kuye nti twogera emirundi nga 10 olunaku. Bwe mbeera ewaka ne ngamba, I'm awake, how are you doing son? Nambulira nangamba, I'm doing good sweetheart. Olunaku ne lutandika, I'm having breakfast, what are you doing? I'm in the office. You know, like that, we just keep like, I update him, he updates me. So we keep running our marriage like kusimu. Then ekintu ekirala, knowing nti ali eri nga n'okumeka sure nti amaka gasigalamu ekitiibwa, abaana bamanyi tata tali whatever. Naye bw'akomawo, that's how good he is. Time yonna agikavaringa. Gy'abadde amisinga, ajja kumpa my attention, ajja kuwa abalenzi attention, ku mipiira gy'ali, mu bandi gy'ali, buli omu waali, he's there track. N'aba ng'akibalansinga. Kati abakyala nze kye nnyinza okugamba kye bayinza okuyiga. Bw'osalawo n'okwagala munno, to stand 100% committed, sigala n'omwami wo, ng'oli faithful. Obwongo bwonna buteeke ku mwami, buteeke ku marriage, buteeke ku ki kye mwakaanyako from the word go. Bino ebirala byonna ebitutwala tebirina mu makulu. Omwami oba taliiwo, ne bw'aba agenza omwaka, nze nagamba omwami negiba myaka 5, n'agenda saamuyamba nja kumulinda. It doesn't matter what time, I am still his wife.
Kimufuula supermama. Tumuyita supermama.
Kimufuula supermama.
Kati ono yamanyi naye challenges ze bw'abeera eyo e New York. What?
Omuntu g'omanya toliiwo naye family eri safe, are involved in their activities. She actually coaches them. She's now a basketball coach.
Wow.
Yacoachinga mutabani we omukulu, mpira n'aleeta trophy.
Wow.
It's a big belt.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is out of her effort.
So the trust, the trust that you have between each other is what keeps you moving.
It's what keeps us moving.
Trust, yeah.
Yes.
N'ekintu ekya love. Tugenda ntwerabira love. Love, abantu bakyogera love. Love erimu ebintu. Love enyiiga, love esonyiwa, love onafuwa.
Love is faithful, love
exactly.
is painful,
painful, erimu ebintu bingi. Naye omuntu bw'agamba nti love, love, love. Bagenda ne beerabira nti byonna ojja biyita mu challenges zonna zijja kujja olwa love eyo. N'ebibala ebya love bijja kujja. Byonna bino bibalansinga, byonna byansi. So love yaffe nze n'omwami. He's my heartbeat. I just love him. And I always tell my husband, every time when I talk to him, always I say at the end of the conversation, I love you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I have to remind him 100 times a day. Wendy, and I'm still plugged in. Weyankwanira, wenchali. Sikyusangamu, mwagala even n'ebisingawo.
And I always mention the same. The moment she hears my sexy voice, she will be content.
What would you share with the couples there?
Couples, first of all, to the men, they have to be hard working. Kubanga bwe tulaba wano challenges nyingi nnyo abavubuka naddala balooleza nnyo kati mu ssente ate ez'abakazi mu kifo ky'okukola.
Amazima.
That has challenges kubanga anytime bw'olya ssente y'omukyala ne bw'eba ntono ajja kukulangira. Ajja kuba akulangira.
Ssente y'omukyala teriiko.
Then you want the money now. Kati abasajja twagala respect.
Right.
You
can't command respect when you're feeding on her.
When you're feeding on her. That's the problem. So your challenge y'abavubuka b'ennaku zino nti mufube okukola mumanye nti you have to be the provider of the family. Omukyala waba alina ssente, okay, that's a supplement.
That's a supplement.
Bw'aba asasudde ku rent aliwo hardship ozizzaawo ate n'osasula endala. Naye bw'obanga omirikinga
okuzizzaawo ng'akiraba ng'ekizibu.
Nze mwami wange bwenkerecha ne mbaako kyensasudde nga tabaddeyo.
Ani ayinza okuwola ssente essaawa ne zituuka ng'azifunye ng'alina okuzizzaawo olutalo nalwo
so kati challenge y'amaanyi. If you want to respect in the home, work hard, provide.
Obeera lucky to have that kind of trait. Yo ogamba nti kati zino ssente za mukyala, I have borrowed the money from her, I am returning her money. I remain the money in the house and you command the respect.
And you command.
Otherwise,
bukodya obutufuula abasajja. N'omusanga musanyufu buli kaseera ajja kuba akuwa ekitiibwa. Because you can provide.
You provide.
Abasajja abawa ku ssente baba balungi. Nze waleetya omwami wange ng'atudde wano ngisikayo n'eziyemu ssente ze njagala n'engizzaayo. N'engize n'ata complaininga. Ate yabigonza. I know. Ate yabigonza. Omumerika yagonza ekintu kino. Omwami akawunti ye yange. Ffenna tuli ku akawunti. Nze nkola byonna bye njagala ku akawunti ne nzijjako ssente. Ndaba byakoze n'alaba byenkoze. So mu family, mu marriage, finances zisse nnyo obufumbo.
N'amanya nti tewali ssente ziweddewo kati tutenkanyiza tutya ebintu ne bitambula.
Ng'akawunti agiraba naye gwe soba omusajja n'abeera ne ssente n'amma omukazi n'ozikweka naye nze bwe mba nga ndaba akawunti y'omwami wange nerabako bambi kuliko $2,000 okay kati kantooleko ntono kubanga alina n'ebyagenda okukola naye omusajja n'akerekya sirina ssente kyokka akawunti ejjudde ate omulaba aleeta amasuuti wazigyewa
But I think it's ndowooza nakyo kiva ku gundi. Relationship abantu okuconnectinga it's a blessing from God. It's God's mercy. Because abantu balemerera okuconnectinga nga ssente bweziri. Beti ng'omusajja alina ssente naye nga baganya okuconnectinga.
Omukyala mutwaleko out ashoppingeko mubuzeeko ne gyagala ogenda for vacation arrange it.
Osobola n'omusasulira trip n'agenda n'emikwano gye ne bagenda.
By the way omwami wange si mubi ku ekyo bamanyi okufuna trip yaabwe ey'abalenzi nange nenfuna the girls trip mama's day out bamama ne tugenda ffenna ne tuconnectinga n'ebifaananyi rabayo ffe we did this and then we come back buli muno nayogera ku trip ye. So that is what they call trust. Omwami tabeerako where are you neetereka naye muleka nagende New York and I don't care what is there. Omuntu ne bwangamba omwami wo oyinza okumuleka n'agenda. I'm not a nanny. He's an adult. I give him that independence and I trust him 100%.
Okay. Amazing. Bana neyanze guhumpa obudde.
Obudde bwoto bwina n'ogamba kusula.
Mami Serunjoji, Mr. and Mrs. Peter Serunjoji have given me a very beautiful down the memory lane of their love relationship. It's really amazing. I think abantu abatulaba bagenda kuyiga kinene nnyo from this. I know relationships ups and downs and all that. You've shared your experience. There's some people who are going through the same, who have gone through the same. Naye ne bagamba no, we stick together forever. And so we're going to be celebrating their anniversary 16 years.
16 years.
16 years. Yeah. Because your first son is 16 years in marriage.
Yeah.
Bana kigenda kuba kivulu.
Kigenda kuba kivulu.
Kigenda kuba kivulu.
Tugenda kuba kivulu.
So yes.
Tugenda kulya masala. Tugenda kuba dance.
Tugenda kuba dance. So we will be sharing with you their beautiful wedding, the first and second episode on the platinum weddings, and of course I can't wait to share with you the kasiki and the rest of the functions that we've had with them.
kweka sigalize kubaho wenna
My mom and dad's relationship, they've been 15 years, it's been 15 years since they've been married, and I'm really happy that today is their anniversary, and I'm really here to enjoy, all that they bring today and to celebrate. Yes.
I really love you, and y'all should keep going. I know y'all perfect together, really perfect together, and y'all should keep doing the same thing, as it's only going to improve over time as the years come.
My mom and dad, I wish you a happy anniversary, and I love you, and keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
I'm in Uganda, and I'm here to celebrate my mom and my dad's anniversary. I'm really excited for that. My mom is a really nice person. She really helped me lose weight, a lot of weight. She supports me. Yeah. My dad is not always here, but he's a very chill person, though. He's a very chill person.
Wichanga mukaba mpa birabo wawula yampa gwe hani mkwano omberedde omunange mu byonna ebbanga lino lyonna nali nkutidde nga ndaba bayaye basusse obungi naye bulijjo olazeko okindaze betu otomwerabira mukwano webale tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera tadiriza mukwano nange wetawendi omukwano gwaffe babiri betugutegeera webale mukwano baddewo musanyu ne munaku tondese munange n'abaana baffe ne bakulabako.
Amannya gange nze Peter Serunjogi era nga nze ngenda okuwasa omugole ndi musanyufu nnyo era nebaza Mukama okututuusa ku lunaku luno mulindwa.
A precious gift from your husband.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.